Hey everybody, welcome to episode 20 of the Cinemac Boys podcast. Of course, it's your host today, Dakota DMB Reviews, but I got my lovely co-host here, MBK Movies, Bilal, and Sammy WBT, aka Sammy. How you guys doing today?
Great. How's everyone else doing?
I'm doing great.
I forgot to say I'm doing good. I'm
It just froze up a little bit.
I'm malfunctioning, so I'll do bad though.
How you guys this week been? What you guys been doing?
Studying.
I have been working and chilling out, and that's about it. I started catching up on some shows.
Nice.
Oh,
I've
did you
been
watch
hit.
House of the Dragon yet?
No, I started the first two episodes, but I haven't seen the new season.
Okay, I need to still watch the first season.
I've been hitting gym a lot.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
What gym do you go to?
Planet Fitness.
That's what's
Hey,
up. Wait, which
it's still
Planet
good.
Fitness in your area?
To me, what Planet Fitness in my area? I mean,
What's the address of the Planet Fitness that you go to?
I
There's
will. Sammy wants everybody to
questions.
stalk Bilal.
why you? No, I'm not gonna say shit. What the fuck? Anyways, Dakota,
But
what are we doing today, man? Like, what's the spiel? What's the overview?
great thing, Bilal. Today we are going to be reviewing Inside Out 2, the long-awaited sequel to right now the best Pixar movie in history.
Coco.
You always be saying crazy statements, Dakota.
No, okay. I need to. I'm still on my rewatch
Coco's the
binge.
best one. The same.
Thank you for interrupting me, Bilal. But I'm still doing my binge of Pixar movies. I've only made it through 3 so far. I need 25 more. But of course, Pixar's so short, I can binge it real quick.
And there's so many bangers. It's classics.
Like I need to watch Coco, Soul, Turning Red, Toy
You're
Story 1
bugging.
through 3.
You've never seen the Toy Story movies?
Okay. So I think I remember we rented number 2 and number 3, but I'm not sure if I watched them though.
You would know.
I definitely know I watched Toy
You
Story
would
4 in the
know.
theaters.
Wait, so you
4.
saw 4, but you aren't confident you
No,
saw the other
because
one?
when I was working at the theater, I had a free ticket, and it's like Toy Story 4.
Bro, Toy Story 3
It's
is
Dakota
one of the best
like
movies ever.
so like what movies you see recently, man?
Oh
Letterboxd.
yes,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna let you go first. I'm still pulling up my Letterboxd.
Sammy, I'll let you go first. I'll still put up my letterbox.
Well, I started Invincible. That's pretty good. I started
Oh,
watching this anime called Hell's Paradise. It's a banger. The animation's peak. Mappa did it. It's on
Shout out
Netflix.
to Chuck.
Yeah. Shout out to Chuck. Shout out to
Chuck says everything's a banger, so we have like literally certified on like movie talk and horror talk. It's his tramps like what's it trademark? Banger is his trademark
yeah.
now.
Banger's his trademark. Well, shout out to Chuck. Shout out to The Boys. I've been watching The Boys. It's so good. It's peak.
below
And
air A
Dakota,
train,
Big D's over here sleeping.
bro.
Out cold, knocked out, NyQuil in the system.
I mean, like,
If you
without
guys
spoiling.
wondering why they call me Big D, they decided to do that before the podcast. That my nickname's gonna be Big D from now on.
I'm sorry. We needed to tell everyone the truth.
Yep, that's big pause right there. Bilal, what you been watching this week?
I've been watching The Boys. Below A train was hilarious.
That shit was crazy.
That shit was wild. I can't believe that seasons opened with that, bro. I saw 2016 Suicide Squad to see how it I hated it before, rewatched it. It's actually not that bad, honestly. I saw The Avengers 2012 to relive my childhood because it's my childhood.
That movie's good. I
Yeah,
remember watching that in the
it's
theaters.
campy, but it's fun.
It was packed.
It's still a 5-star, bro. I don't care, man.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, no, it's fun. Yeah.
I saw that sci-fi film with Matt Damon called Equilibrium. It's high. It's high. Obviously, that's like Inside 1 and 2, and
Of course, that's the podcast review episode for this past week. So check that out if you haven't yet.
Don't cry during the episode. We went deep.
We actually did go deep in
We actually went deep.
But it's a deep movie, so I mean, that makes sense.
But
yeah, we had deep thoughts.
Yeah, we actually went through some personal thoughts in that episode.
Well, there you go. You gotta let them know.
I made Dakota cry.
No, I did not cry.
I mean, you were almost tearing up, man. You know,
it's okay, Dakota.
No, but I'm gonna tell you a movie I almost cried at, and not at, yeah, at. Of course, I only watched 2 movies because
Slacker.
No, Bilal. Yes, you know, since we've been recording, I think it's like been 2 days since we recorded our last podcast episode. So, I watched Inside Out 2. Of course, it's going to be our review this week, and the movie almost cried at Luca.
Really?
The ending. You seen Luca?
Yeah, I've seen Luca. I didn't. Yeah.
You know, spoiler. You know the train scene that they very in.
Yeah.
It's that.
Gotcha.
Because of course you know how they build that friendship all the way at the end, and he thinks he's going to join him in the school, but he's going to stay.
And he goes to join a school of fish.
No, he joins the school of people.
Well, no, isn't he still a fish person?
Yeah, but remember it's all humans. I'm like, what's going to happen when the rain hits him? I'm like, I kind of want to see number 2 just to see what happens.
No, yeah, it'd be cool to have at least like a little short or something where it's like he comes back for the summer, maybe, you know?
Yeah.
But of course, guys, I will still continue my Pixar binge starting tomorrow. And then I will get to you guys. If you guys go in my TikTok, username right here, I will have a ranking up soon. It might be the most controversial thing I ever posted in my whole entire life. So there you go. But of course, today we are going to be talking about Inside Out 2. As I said, this is the long-awaited sequel to, for me, the best Pixar movie of all time, Inside Out so far. But of course, let's get into our spoiler-free thoughts. No, before then, because this movie have you guys seen the box office total for this movie yet?
Yeah, it was really good. Wasn't it around like 150 something million?
Domestically.
Yeah.
I'm talking about worldwide though. Have you seen the worldwide?
Mm-mm.
Domestic is 154 million. Worldwide, $294 million.
Yeah, that's a good opener.
So I was going to ask you guys, because you watched this in Wilmington, right, Sammy?
Yeah.
Okay. Of course, I watched this in my hometown. So I think for me, there was about maybe 20 people. But still pretty a lot of people than what we normally get.
My theater was sold out.
What's your theater sold out?
Yeah.
What about you, Bilal?
Oh, you're talking to me? Oh, my bad, bro. Stuff again.
You were like,
yeah, I'm like, oh, this is like focused out.
My bad. I was I saw it Monday today.
Yeah, what's your theater sold out?
It wasn't sold out, but I saw it on a Monday during the day.
I feel a lot of people goes now Tuesdays though. I bet you tomorrow.
Let me tell you about Tuesdays.
If you guys don't take advantage of the Tuesday sales on tickets, I don't know what you're doing. Tuesdays is the best day to go movie theaters.
I agree with that. But I don't have to pay either way, so we chill.
Yeah, because you work in the
like
movie
a
theater.
Villain.
But it has made a lot of money. I want to see how it does during the week, and then the second weekend, how big of a drop it's going to have. But it might not, because the only thing that's coming out this week is The Exorcism and The Bike Riders.
Which I could see Bike Riders doing well, but I could also see Inside Out 2 still coming up on top. It's just
I can see people going and rewatch this thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like there'll still be people that didn't watch it this week that we'll go and watch it.
But of course, let's get into it. Let's get into our spoiler-free thoughts. Because Bilal just watched it today. Bilal, what are your thoughts on this movie? Spoiler-free though.
I think it isn't as great as the first Inside Out film, but it's still a really great sequel. I mean, I do love the new additions to the emojis, especially anxiety because it's something I deal with personally, and I also really.
Did you hear that?
You totally said emojis.
I say emojis.
Yeah, with full confidence. And me and Dakota stopped.
That movie into this movie, okay?
Emotions. God.
No, but I love the Emoji Movie. That's a classic.
Hey, what? Anyways, I do like the new additions of the emotions, be it envy, anxiety, and boredom. I think they were really played out and do a lot to the story of the character Riley. I like the fact that this movie takes place right after Inside Out 1, where Riley's in the hockey team, and I like her journey of becoming a better hockey player is something that the character is passionate about. I do think Inside Out 2 is like kind of like a sports movie, and it's like a little bit, like a tiny bit. Yeah, that's my thoughts. I really enjoyed it.
Sammy, your turn.
So overall, I love the movie. I thought it at least lived up to the first movie. I definitely think the first movie, like what this movie goes for and how it goes about it. I think it tackles puberty really well. It tackles all the characters and emotions really well. Nothing feels like filler or like that they're just kind of an underutilized character. I was kind of worried about that with the new emotions. I feel like everyone's utilized and it's very important to Riley and to the script. The performances here are really good and the story's just really tight. Like there's just a lot of very genuine like thought and emotion that went into making this movie. And I don't know, I felt like I said, I really some standout characters for me were anxiety. I really loved anxiety. Embarrassment was like ended up playing a pretty big role. I liked embarrassment. And yeah, I'd say that and like sadness is like I feel like sadness definitely steps up from the last movie, but like is still very much the person that she became from the last movie. So yeah, overall I loved it. I'd see it again, and it's a worthwhile sequel.
Speaking of embarrassment, I did embarrass myself with saying emojis instead of emotions. So yeah.
Dakota, this is when you put in the drum in the video, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, no. The dun ching, you know, like a rim shot.
You know, I thought he was gonna put the Law and Order thing. Dun 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 dun.
Okay. Anyways, Dakota, what are your thoughts on the emoji? Inside Out 2. Damn.
I can give my thoughts on Emoji Movie. Ooh.
So when Patrick Stewart plays the poop emoji, it really spoke to me.
Okay, we're not talking about that movie. But Inside Out 2. But Inside Out 2 is the best Pixar movie of all time.
Okay, you're wilding.
I love
you
this
are
movie.
wilding.
You are wilding, bro. Or Inside Out 1.
Yes.
No way.
Inside Out 2 is steps and leaps bound further than Inside Out 1. I love how we see not only our original emotions and their story, but these new emotions with these four new emotions. My hawk is the standout. I wish we got more of Iowa Debris in this. As it it's not anxiety, but envy. She is really good in this. I wish she got more screen time in this. Boredom or ennui. I like boredom in this. Like Bilal said, embarrassment plays a really big part in this movie. and I really like how they connect. Sadness redeems herself. I hated Sadness and Inside Out 1,
You're one of those.
but
You're
she
one of
has redeemed
those.
herself in
I mean,
Inside Out
anger
2.
screwed up in Inside Out 1, but you don't.
No,
That,
Sadness started.
He's got DeVito energy, so I forgive
Started it
him.
all. Okay, Sadness
Yeah, but
started it
like
all.
Sadness has, I mean, like Joy's a control freak. It all depends on how you see Joy in the first like 15
But I
minutes.
won't tell. But once we get spoilers, there's another damn control freak in this movie also now.
Yes.
Joy,
Probably,
obviously, like
probably
that's
a
the
little bit
like.
worse control freak than Joy, though. To be honest with you,
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like Joy definitely. I like Joy better in this movie than I do the first movie. I will say that. I think her character grows a lot and feels a lot more of a continuation than some of the other characters. But the first movie, like I obviously it makes sense why she is the way she is, but it's just she's very like it's my world. And
but
that kind of
I'm.
yeah.
But the thing was looking at the end of the post credit scenes, not post credit scenes, like the credits. I looked at it's not the same director as Inside Out 1, but Pete Docter, I heard he's over Pixar also, and he's producing this movie, so it gives the element of the first movie. So they, you know how sometimes, like, for example, Cars 2, not as good as the first Cars. And I think even though it was John Lasseter, I think that still directed it. I think they got carried away a little bit, and I'm kind of glad Pete Docter like still looked over this project to one put I think Pixar back on the right streak of what they should be doing, and two, don't mess up this movie because a lot of people have been waiting 9 years, as you guys know. A lot of people was a little bit worried about this one if it was going to be good or not because one, not only it's 9 years, but two, we got four new emotions, and how are they going to be involved and tell the story with these original emotions? But I love the story, how it goes. I kind of like how we get more Riley in this than the first one, and it really tells her story out. I think that's the thing I like the most because it shows a little bit more of what the emotions do and her reaction to it, and how the people around her and like the reaction of it from them. Because we don't see it that much in Inside Out 1, but we do this one, especially where Riley's at the, because of course you guys already know from the trailers, where she's at the hockey camp. But overall, I really enjoy this movie. Right now, I think I've seen 44 movies. This is my number, I think, let me look up this real quick. Yeah, this is my number 3 of the year.
I definitely say it's like so far my favorite animated thing I've seen this year.
Oh yeah, 100%. For me, Inside Out 2, I think it's number 9 right now.
Yeah, because of course it's Doom Part 2, Furiosa, and Inside Out 3.
I'm gonna say for me it's 4.
What's your top 4?
I would say I saw the TV glow, Furiosa, Dune,
Yeah,
and then Inside Out 2.
respect, man. Got Furiosa over Dune Part 2.
I do. I love
My
Furiosa.
man, my
I'm not
man.
gonna give
love
Sammy
her.
crap because Bilal rubs it in all the time. That's why, but give Bilal crap for it. He rubs it in
That's
every
right.
chance he gets.
But I'm just telling you the truth, Dakota. I'm
No, but
sorry. I'm
you're not being
sorry.
mean about it, Sammy. You're being nice. You're telling me you're ranking Bilal's like, yeah, you know, Furiosa, best movie of the year. It's so much better than Dune. He tells me that all the time. I'm like, bro,
Dune's a
but
great movie,
Dune is really
but
good, especially
but it's not Furiosa.
to be honest with you, Sammy. If we saw that thing in IMAX, actually, it would have probably changed my perspective. There's some scenes in Furiosa that's just I think would have been great in IMAX.
I do think Dune looks better. I just
Oh,
like Furious' story overall. I got more attached to it.
true. But let's get right into it. Let's get into our spoiler section of this movie review. So if you guys haven't seen Inside Out 2 yet, I would highly recommend go seeing this movie. It's awesome. And it's a great time to see this with a packed crowd because there's a lot of reactions that are in this movie. But with that being said, guys, let's get into our spoiler thoughts on this movie or favorite parts. So let's just talk about spoilers. Let's get right into it.
So yeah, I definitely thought there was the scene whenever they're like it's like her and her friends in the locker room, and they start talking about like the lore of Skibbity Toilet from like episode like. Dude, what are you spitting up for? What is your problem, Dakota? Are you okay? You look,
I
Dakota, are
was
you all right?
I was not expecting it to go that direction. What? Does that even mean?
Dakota, are you all right? So, Bilal, take it away.
You about made
what
me
are you
spit
spoil-
red all over the
What?
screen. Okay,
Yeah.
let me get right into it. What's your guys' favorite emotion from this movie?
Ennui.
Why does everyone say ennui?
Isn't that's her name? Is it not boredom? Ennui?
Yeah, but it's like, tell me what's like so great about her
She's just
because
funny. Like she's confident. She's there when she needs to be there. Also, the fact that our brains in the canon of Inside Out have a phone that controls the brain is so weird, but it's so cool. And I kind of got obsessed with that. And I just feel like, I don't know, her attitude as an emotion makes sense, but I would have not thought to put that emotion in the movie. It was kind
okay,
of like a shock emotion to me, but it made the most sense because I was like, yeah. I mean, it's teenagers. You get bored. You know what I'm saying? Like that makes sense. You know, I just would have never thought that would have been one of the new emotions, and overall wasn't expecting to like her the way it did.
so I'm gonna ask you guys a quick question. So I'm gonna just throw new character into this. So of course we got envy, anxiety, boredom, ennui. I'm gonna just throw it in here because he's really good. No, there's 6. Nostalgia, and then what is it? What's the dude? A Pouchy. Rank those 6 for me right now.
Oh, I can't rank Old School 6, man. I didn't even rewatch the movie to rank it. I cannot do it like in one viewing, bro.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of who I'd even put at the top.
The video game guy, Lex.
No. So
Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna tell
like
you
the
right
video
now.
game guy.
Top right now is anxiety.
I did like anxiety a lot. Cause like the idea behind anxiety was really cool. Cause like she's a villain, but like not really.
And
You know what I mean?
And I'm gonna talk about when we were talking about the joy like being over like controllative. Anxiety's worse.
But that's also realistic too. Like
Yeah.
anxiety can become like I liked how grounded it was in taking the personality of anxiety. Cause like it kind of plays like she's a bad guy, but then the more you watch her and how she approaches Riley and how she's trying to get Riley to do things, but then it's just not what's going on. And it causes her to have these whack reactions or
Yeah. I
things she
mean,
wouldn't do. Like I just liked it. It felt real, but it also felt like I was watching somebody. I was like, okay, like you're not a villain. I don't dislike you. You're still important, but like you can be a lot.
I must say, Inside Out, like boredom, there's no such thing as a villain because each, let's go say emoji again, emotions has a purpose to the story
No,
of
no, no,
Inside
no, no,
Out.
no, 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 no. Anxiety is the total villain in this movie. I am serious.
I don't see Anxiety as a villain because
No,
every time,
because it's
like,
like because she don't care about what the others think. She thinks that the original emotions don't matter. It's them,
I
the new
mean, like,
emotions.
when you feel excited, you don't like think about others. You just kind of freak out and just do whatever's on your mind. That's
But
how
but you should have
anxiety
joy
is.
still in your life, and she like literally puts joy in them all the way.
I mean, yeah, but her mindset is like they're there because of puberty, and like puberty is kind of this weird thing where you feel like this is now everything is going to be different, and this is how everything is now. And the reality is, it's just a phase of life, like that doesn't impact everything you do. You know what I mean? But like for a lot of people that are going through puberty, you think that everything is what's going on right now. So I kind of took that as like in that regard
Yeah,
for what they were trying to do for it. And so for me, that was enough to be like, all right, I'm chill. But that's also
yeah,
just how I rationalized it.
yeah. But like, yeah, I can see what Dakota means as the ID be a villain because like she did push away Riley from her like previous friends to be like friends with like the most popular hockey player. So
But
I
that's
think that's
also puberty. Like I'd say that's kind
That,
of like the part of you that's like you're looking up and you're like, okay, is this person still my friend? And do I like hanging out with them? Or am I into this with these people now? Like, that's a big part of, like, I would say, like, high school, where she's, like, going into, like, at least grade wise. Like, I feel like high school was a time where I was like, okay, I love these people and they're cool, but, like, I'm starting to hang out with these guys more. You know what I mean? It changes when people go to different schools and stuff. And
well,
so I felt like I understood why she did the opposite decisions, but it was also like you can tell it's not genuinely her. And she realizes that by the end. And that's also something a lesson in puberty is like, okay, yeah, maybe I'm just freaking out or I'm just going through a lot right now. So like this isn't really who I am. You know what I mean? And now I know who I am.
but the thing is, anxiety is like selfishness because she thinks that she's all thing, and it's like when Riley pushed her friends away to get these new friends, it's kind of like selfishness. It's like I kind of matter and you don't, so let me do my thing. But it's like through the movie, Joey found out quicker that it's about everybody, and then anxiety had to realize that when she messed up totally.
But that's what I'm saying. Like I felt like she wasn't a villain in a sense that like Joy had to take her down. Joy had to almost talk her into saying it's okay. It was almost like anxiety had an anxiety attack. You know what I mean? So like when she's freaking out, it's like okay, she might have been the antagonist, but like not really. She doesn't know how to control this. She doesn't want this, and she just wants the same thing that Joy wants. And so I
Okay,
think Joy like kind of gets her out of it by having to talk to her. You know what I mean? And so for me, that was something that she listened to Joy and she let go. So I didn't really see that as like her being a villain as much as like she lost control.
yeah.
I was going to ask you guys because I didn't see the same because I went to the restroom. What happened from when she pushed her friend down to get the box penalty to when because when I came back, it's when the tornado things in the office, in the home office, in the emotion place.
I remember Riley tackle a person really hard,
Yeah.
and then she was in the penalty box and just freaking out, and anxiety, you sweat, you freak out, you don't know how to react, kind of thing.
Because when I came back, I'm like, what did I miss? I'm like, I literally left during the most important part of the movie. I feel like,
But then when she gets up, she goes and addresses Riley, the girl that she like knocked out.
but not only that, because I came back to the part of like, I like how all the emotions had to like realize what their purpose was from Riley, so Riley could stop having the panic attack because you could hear her heart beating the whole entire time. And I
Which
think with they always say there's a life lesson in these Pixar movies, and I kind of think it's kind of like selfishness. It's like it's a whole team thing. It's kind of like a team because like Riley has to be a teammate, and she can't be about herself. And it's a game of hockey and life, and it's kind of like these emotions. It's like they gotta be a team so Riley can be on the narrow path and be right. Because if like in the first one, like kind of like you guys were saying, like Joy is the one that's like in control. Like she won't let sadness in. But by the time at the end of the movie, they like form those memories together of each emotion. And I feel like, sorry about that. At the end of this one, the new emotions and the old emotions, especially anxiety and joy, they have that thing of like we got um be a team together for Ryu to be right.
Yeah, but I go add more to this a little bit. I do think this is like another life lesson of accepting who you are as a person in your own terms. As the emotions realize that Riley could be her own person, they don't have to keep forcing these emotions on her. And then the end that was, Joy's little thing with like little light sparkles or something happening, like little bit of sparkles, showed that Riley wants to be like joyful at this moment. It's kind of like her finally accepting who she wants to be as a person, her in her terms, and I think that's an important life lesson inside of this film.
Yeah, no, I think it just like I said, it just really balances understanding what it's like to like start becoming a teenager, but also just growing up. I think especially with like what Joy realizes and like growing up and just kind of being like growing up is hard sometimes, and it feels like there's a lot of situations where there's going to be less joy, and that doesn't mean that joy isn't important or joy doesn't have a role, but that's just kind of part of growing up. And I think I really like the idea that Joy realizes that before Riley does.
Yeah,
Because I feel like in the throughout these movies, like Joy is very much like a mother figure in the brain in general. You know what I mean? Like she cares entirely and devotes everything to Riley, which is her.
yeah,
In the same regard that anxiety and everybody else wants that because they are her. But I like the idea that the emotions grow in their own way. That would be something that Riley is going to learn slash is learning. You know what I mean? And it's just I really liked that scene. I felt like it knew how to say what it was saying, and it was very real, and it had that genuine like kind of Pixar touch to it that I feel like I haven't personally seen since like Soul. And so it was really good to like it just felt like a good Pixar movie. Like it just felt like a movie that had the time, that had the care, and it knew what it wanted to do, and it had all the resources to do it. And I just feel like now we can keep going on that kind of train. Um, I'm not 100. I'm not 100% a fan of the idea of making all like new sequels for previous properties. For example, like I don't really think Toy Story 5 should come out.
yeah.
I don't get the point. But the director of it is now Andrew Stanton, who has been at Pixar for forever, including directing the Finding Nemo movies. Or actually, my bad, not Finding Nemo. It was
Yeah.
yeah. I was Finding Nemo and Wally.
Oh,
Um,
once you get Wally up there, I love Wally.
and so that was kind of news that made me at least more optimistic in the sense it's like okay now at least if we're doing this and this is what Disney is pushing, the people involved are people that actually care to tell the story and not just make another buck.
Yeah.
And so I
But
felt like this was the right step towards giving me more confidence in Pixar as a studio, but also Disney and future releases on especially with this new philosophy.
Can we talk about
So
Andrew Stanton real quick? I just looked up his filmography. So he directed Wall-E is great. Finding Nemo did great. Finding Dory is a little bit let down for a sequel. He also
still a good
directed
movie though.
John Carter, though.
Yeah, his live action venture was a little rough.
But then he's going to do Toy Story 5.
And he also was a screenwriter for Monsters Inc. as well.
Do you
And
think
Toy Story
Toy
2.
Story 5 is the last one, or do you think they're going to do a 6 to do a
I don't
trilogy?
like. What's the point? I
No,
think they ended it.
because I can tell you right now. I just looked at this the other day. I don't know if you guys get the perspective. It's Toy Story. It's not Andy's story. I know they were Andy's toys. And I heard this the other day. But it's like the first trilogy is Andy's story of what he is with his toys. But it's always about Buzz, Woody, and all of them. And he's just giving it to Bonnie. And it's like in this, I think it's probably going to be a trilogy. We're seeing how they live with Bonnie and their journey with Bonnie. It's about them. It's never about the person who owns them. It's always about them and what they're going through.
I just feel like 4 just ended it 100%. Like I felt like 4 already needed a defense to exist.
Forky was the goat in 4.
Yes, he was.
Forky.
I can agree with that.
What
And
about Doom Kaboom?
yeah, Doom Kaboom, he was good. I loved 4. And that's the thing, is like I felt like 4 explains its existence off the bat in being a movie that's about Woody settling. And also like that it's a movie I feel like that's made for like older people. Like it's made for like retirement age people. Because that's kind of what Woody's going through. But like they also end it very much like they don't need to make another one. Woody says goodbye to Buzz. He finally goes with Peep. He's content with life, and everyone's happy. And we already saw it ending. That's why I'm kind of confused on 5. Like 5 just feels like someone wants to make money. But like I said, I have more confidence in it considering Andrew Stanton's the director. But I still like the plot can't be some side bullshit. Like I'm kind of over that. Like if you were gonna do that, then just make another special on Disney Plus or something. Like
Okay, so
that's kind of where I am with it.
let's hold this off till the end because, of course, this could be our game. I'm going to ask you guys some questions about these movies, and I'm going to hold it off to the very end of the episode, which I think will be interesting talk for us about this. But okay, so I want to ask you guys because I was ranking our favorite emotions. So anxiety, I think it's still envy. Envy's good. Do you guys agree with me on that?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I like Envy.
Embarrassment's up there, even though we only get to see him talk at the end. I like embarrassment, especially the way he helps sadness. The next after it's gotta be Pouchy. Pouchy's so awesome, and especially his relationship with Anger in this. And by the end, you see Anger and Pouchy get along so well.
Yeah.
But then, of course, I love this. I want to ask you guys this. I want to know if there's any reactions in your crowd for nostalgia.
Yeah, Nostalgia had a pretty solid reception. I felt like everyone really thought she was funny. I thought she was funny. I like also this is just a side thing. I really like how this movie plays around with the idea of doing more than one animation style. Like they did that in the last Inside Out movie, but it was for like abstract thought. So it was kind of like a defense to try a new style. But now like there was a solid like for example when they meet with NCC Pouchy and then they got the guy with the sword.
Oh yeah, like the video game animation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it felt like a Smiling Friends episode, which is another animation that's come out
Bro.
recently where it's very much like 3
I,
or 4 different animation styles on screen.
I love what's his super move? Just spinning in circles, rolling.
What video game that is that? There's a video game with that. What is
No,
it?
it's similar. I think it's
It's
mimicking
Sonic.
Oh
It's
yeah,
the-
with the ball. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say his character kind of mimics Cloud.
Bro,
from,
I,
like, Final
Is that
Fantasy.
from Zelda?
love
No,
how they
Final
escape
Fantasy.
from the police with him like just rolling and it's like completely missing every cop.
But it works. Like
It
the
still
cops all
works.
yeah, it works. He planned it.
So
I love that Discuss has like a huge crush on that character.
Because it makes sense, and you're like, yeah, that's funny.
okay, I'll go ask you guys, how do you feel about the recastings in this?
I thought Fear was fine. I thought you could
What
tell
about
the difference,
Discuss?
and it wasn't bad.
I
Discuss was a recast?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not Mindy King or what.
I didn't know it was a recast. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I didn't
No
know that till
offense.
the
I just
very
didn't
end.
know that.
I knew Fear was because
Yeah,
the reason why is I think who plays Joy?
Amy
Amy.
Poehler got more money than Bill
Oh,
Hader, right?
she got like 800 million, not 800 million, 800,000, and then Bill Hader and Mindy they were offered 100,000. They were offered so much less, and they didn't want to take it.
No, I don't
Yeah.
blame them. I mean, because at this point, I feel like they've both been in the game for just the same amount of time.
And the thing with this, Mindy, what really bothered her is she made most of the jokes in the first movie, like with the production with the board. She was involved with it, and then they want to like cut her out of all the money that she deserves, and that made her mad.
Yeah.
I think where Bill Hader, not only he had it after this movie, like it chapter 2, he was also in Barry, so his name was already bigger than it was before.
But even then, like I said, like I feel like Amy Poehler and Bill Hader's careers started around the same time, and they had both been very active in film and in their comedic careers. So it makes sense why he was frustrated that she was getting paid more. I mean, yes, you can make the defense of her being the lead, but at the end of the day,
I'm
I
also
mean,
wondering how much they
talent's
paid
gonna
Maya Hawke.
also. Yeah, that's what I was wondering too. But I'm sure Maya Hawke took probably less of a cut considering she's more new to Hollywood, even though she is technically a nepo baby.
But you gotta think this is after Stranger Things, so her name's out there.
Oh, for sure. But what I'm saying is like compared to someone like Amy Poehler, who's been doing this for like over 20 years, like I can see her not getting paid as much as her. You know,
Do you realize how much I was thinking you gotta think how much of like an Office or Park and Rec feel in this cast there is?
yeah,
You got Amy Poehler in Parks and Rec, then it's Phyllis Smith who plays Sadness. She's
yeah.
Phyllis in The Office.
I love her in this movie too.
You know who we need? We need some John Krasinski. Or you gotta think of like that show in like one space. You got Io, Debris, and the Bear.
No, yeah, I feel like it'd be cool to hear John Krasinski do some more voice, like do voice work. I'm trying to picture like what kind of character he would be.
Swagger emoji. Emoji.
For the emoji, they're making a
What's up with
prequel
you
to the
emojis?
they're making
I
a prequel
don't
to the
know,
emoji
man.
movie.
What emotions do you think? Because of course they're going to do Inside Out 3. I think to do yeah, they're going to do a trilogy. I think
How do
they are.
you think everything's a trilogy, bro?
No, they already
Well,
kind of said this was going to be a trilogy anyway after number 2.
what are they going to do? Like college next? Like since
Yeah,
she's
that's what they want to do. I think. I mean, what motions do you think there would be?
Uh,
There's got to be a love emotion in there somewhere.
financial stress, emotion.
I was going to say depression.
students.
Well, that's sadness.
No, I know. I'm thinking. No, you got sadness and you got depression. There's two different things.
That's fair. What were we saying, Bilal?
I was going to say we need a stress emoji, like you said, or like
You mean emotion?
motherfucker emotion. Yo, are we going to like emoji counter thing this episode? See how many times
I might do that on I'm editing this.
Anyways,
Bilal is officially voicing hand in the Emoji Movie 2 for Sony Pictures Animation, coming 2027.
They're not going to ever make that movie.
It's a prequel.
I don't know. Can we talk about how Kyle MacLachlan is the dad in both of these movies?
I didn't know that, actually.
I didn't know that either till after watching it.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Get ready for Bilal in theaters.
You made me
2027.
sick.
Wait, can that be? No, you gotta think depression.
Bless you.
I think love could be a good emotion.
Yeah, I feel like. Bless you. I'd honestly, if I had to see anything with a third movie, I think
Stress.
it would be more interesting to get more perspective on other people's emotions throughout the movie than just focus on Riley's. Like, I think it'd be cool if almost like it was told through like 2 or 3 different people, and like certain people had certain emotions more than others,
Okay,
or certain emotions like in general that others didn't have at all. You know what I mean? And it's kind of like, oh, that's a cool way to see this kind of person. You know what I mean?
you know who we need? We need more of the boy because he was right at the end of the first movie. He's on the Mount Love Rushmore, and then we never see him again.
Because he's just the crush for then. Like, he wasn't that important. And you got to think, Dakota, they're teenagers that can't drive yet, and it's summer. They're not really hanging out.
And that's why I want a third one because it's like you get Riley when she's younger, the first teenage phase, but you gotta get into that young adult phase and see how it is.
Well, the problem is like, and I think this movie does a really good job of this. The problem is having to navigate that in a children's space while also being grounded and real enough to where anyone that watches it can understand it.
I'll go get into my angry emoji. My emotion.
Yeah, you went. There we go. There's the counter again.
Can we talk about something else now so I can stop saying?
No. Okay.
Let's rank it. Let's rank it, guys. Anyone else got anything else to say? You know?
Rank it.
Rank it.
Not rank it. Score it like out of 5.
No. Okay. What was your favorite part of this movie? That's what I was trying to get to.
Okay, yeah. Give me a minute. I'm thinking.
Below, what's your favorite part? You just.
My favorite part is the moment when her two friends were going to like different high school, and then just because like something that I dealt with in college when some of my friends randomly decided to go to different colleges instead of the college I went through, and it does hit you in a personal level because they're like been friends with your friends for such a long time, and seeing them like go to different places in life is it's something that hits.
No, that's real, man. I definitely think like another scene that like really speaks out. I would say is like the training sequences with anxiety.
Or
You know what I mean? Where like Riley's
Early in the
training.
morning.
Yeah, but also even the night before when she goes to the office, because I feel like I was expecting her to get caught as an
I was
audience
right about
member,
that too.
and so when she didn't get caught, it made me look at the movie different because I was like, okay, so like that's what I thought was going to happen, but now they're going with the approach of she has that knowledge and it's making her more anxious, which makes sense. And I liked that it kind of juked me out a little bit, you know what I mean, from like what I was expecting. I love when movies do that. I don't know if anyone else that saw it was thinking that, but
Okay. No. To be honest with you, I thought it was. I'm like, the coach is gonna step in here, and she's gonna get in trouble. And it's kind of like the point of like the first one of when she's running away. She's about to run away.
especially considering like she double takes. Like there's a point in the scene where you're like, okay, she genuinely doesn't really feel confident or comfortable doing this, but she just feels like she has to. So maybe she won't do it. And then she goes back and does it anyway. And so that's when I guess I was expecting it to go to that, and then it just kind of ended and kept going, and I was like, oh, okay. So now she knows. Um And honestly, I like that the movie just has one statement for her performance. It's not like she reads this list out or anything. It's just not ready yet, which is very understandable and realistic. And it's just I feel like this movie knows when to be grounded and be something that everybody of any age can watch and be like, yeah, I get that. You know what I mean? Even if it hasn't like directly happened to like certain people in the same regard.
Yeah. This movie definitely ends with a cliffhanger. We don't know if she got into the hockey team or not. So
I
maybe
took that as she got in.
I think no, she did get in.
Yeah,
I
because she's
or,
Rin.
or she did smile though.
Okay, okay.
It did
So
have
my
that Monsters Inc. ending though. It had that Monsters Inc. ending where it's like boo, and he's like, and then it just ends, and you're like, so I guess they hang out now. You know what I'm talking about?
watch
Like at
Monsters
the
Inc.
very,
now.
like the very end.
Dakota, you never seen Monster Inc?
I have. It's been a long time though.
I was gonna say, bro.
I've seen it.
Bro, the intro, the music in Monsters Inc. You know what I'm saying? Let's give a round of applause for the soundtrack.
No, okay. To be honest with you, do you know who does the theme of this movie? Inside Out
It
thing.
was wasn't it
It's
was it Michael?
Michael Giacchino. I'm
Yeah,
like,
see,
how do you do
I'm
it
glad he's still
Inside
on it.
Out? Then you do the two Matt Reeves movies, and you do the Batman. I'm like, this dude has so much range in doing composing.
Well, a lot of his start was through Pixar films. Like he did the original, and he was very big for that.
He
I
done the
personally
original
think
what?
that's
You
my
cut out
favorite.
for a second.
Oh, you're good. I was saying he's been in Pixar for a while. He did the Incredible score.
Oh, The Incredibles. The Incredibles is so good.
And so he did. Oh my, yeah. Let's go ahead and read that. He did Incredibles, Ratatouille, and Up, and Coco.
Dakota, you say Ratatouille, right?
Yeah, I've seen Ratatouille. I rented that thing.
Alright, that's good. That's,
Cars, Ratatouille, Incredibles. I think I rented all of those.
and
Guys,
you
he did
and
Sky High.
and you have all goes
Sky
over.
High is okay. Can we say this? Sky High is such an underrated gem from Disney.
So you have like Inside Out over all of Ghost movies that you just mentioned.
I need to rewatch. I said, okay, don't give me shit.
Don't worry,
I'll
Big
tell you
D, I
right
love
now.
you.
I'll go ahead and tell you right now. Up will break me every time I watch it. Nothing touches Up.
Up is so good. I've watched that so many
Nothing
times.
touches Toy Story 3. Nothing touches Monsters Inc. And that's my top 3 right now.
What about
Or
Coco?
Coco. Coco's 4. Coco might be 3. It switches. I will go on record and say Coco was one of the only movies I've ever seen that had a family member who I had like they were emotional as a person. I had never seen them react to a movie the way they had with Coco. And
I
that is something I will
Dude,
never
not spoken
forget.
Coco. I need to still watch that.
No, yeah, that's something I'll never take away, never forget, and truly solidified that movie for me. So I'll go ahead
How
and say
was
that.
Soul though? Just as if you just say it real quick, is it good?
One, let Bilal talk real quick, and then I'll answer that.
speaking about crying, I cried during Coco. Remember me seeing the end broke me in the movie theater, and my friend was laughing at me because I was crying. I'm like, damn, bro, let me
You
be,
tell your
man.
friend they're a loser.
I should have.
No, don't do that. Just slap them in the face.
Either one does the
Oh,
job.
I mean, I've been boxing a lot. I mean, I could just knock him
And they're
out.
just not come out. But my favorite scene from Inside Out too is when we first meet these new emotions, because you get we actually see that the emotions actually do sleep when Riley goes to sleep. I'm like, that's so great. But then you're like, oh, what's that word? Then also you just see this big ass wrecking ball just coming towards them.
I like the demo crew. I also like the idea that like the brain is not like all the workers of the brain are not really concerned with the emotions. Cuz think about it, your brain is probably not focused on the like what is solidifying as like cells that hold your brain together are not worried about your emotions. They're worried about their task. And so I like that in the movie, especially in the first movie too, like they're just gonna keep doing their job because that's what their job is. Their job's to exist. And it's like, okay, that's a whole nother thing. Like my job's to clean up the memories and like shift them out, you know?
Yeah. We forgot to talk about the sarcasm scenes because I thought
Oh,
that
I
was
love
pure gold. Yeah,
sarcasm.
yeah.
Yeah, no, the
Well, of course
sarcasm
we,
scenes are cool. Oh, go ahead, sorry.
well, of course we get that in the trailer though. I kind of wish they hold that off for the movie theater.
Oh, I didn't watch a trailer. I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, yeah, that was like right at the end of the trailer. So that was like embedded into everyone's mind that's seen the trailer so many times.
But even then, like I felt like the trailer didn't really reveal like too much of the movie. Like I felt like everything there was a lot of things that happened and I didn't expect them to happen that were starting off the story. Like I was very unaware of the fact that like anxiety was going to take over. So
Oh,
that
I
was kind
already
of
knew that.
like I didn't know this. So that was cool to like see happen and you're like, okay, because I just thought it was just the emotions joining. I also didn't know that the movie only takes, and I think this is interesting too, that the movie only takes place around like 3 days, 3 or 4 days. Um,
Oh, true. Because
because
they
I feel
canceled
like
3 days.
yeah, and I felt like the first movie was tackling like a period of time, at least within like at least a week or a couple weeks is what it feels like. That's not confirmed, obviously, but like that's what it feels like when you watch it. Versus like this movie's like she's starting puberty more, but we're only showing 3 days, like 3 or 4 days, and that's it. And so I kind of like it worked better here than it did for say Incredibles 2, where like I kind of felt like the movie was limited by picking up where it left off. Whereas in this movie, it only being a 3 day thing was okay for me. It flowed with the movie.
Yeah.
But do you guys have anything else about Inside Out too?
No, I'm good.
I'm good.
Mostly, like, I just wish they could make this their own. I think they should take time though. I think time is a little bit better to do this, and don't rush
Um,
it.
a time emotion should be a thing.
There's
Heck yeah,
also a time
it's got
emoji
right
would be
emotion. Let's
cool.
go.
But I also feel like as much as they're pushing the sequels, I kind of hope Pixar starts to really just work and take the same energy that they put into say something like this into original properties and really push those because there's a couple coming out like what is it? Is it Elio that's coming out? The one
No,
it's
that don't
about.
look. I think I'm not excited for that.
But that's what I'm saying is like I think they still have to have originals that have that same feeling. And I know you haven't seen it yet, but Soul is one of those movies that like you watch it and you're like, I don't want a sequel. I understand why this exists. I personally, this is a statement. I think Soul's better than Inside Out, in my opinion. And the reason why is because I think Inside Out's cool and it's very abstract, but Soul kind of feels like a successor film. It kind of feels like, okay, here's what I was doing with the emotions in the brain. Let's get more abstract and get into the soul. And like that's not really something we know. So you just have to completely conceptualize it. And I don't know. I loved Soul. I personally just liked that like world better.
The
But
thing is with Elio, they could have pushed it. They could have just kept it. They could be like, "Oh yeah, you got this," or push it later in there. They're like, "No, we're gonna skip a whole year, and we're just gonna give you Inside Out 2 right now."
well, they kind of did that with I mean, they did that with Moana 2. Like it just kind of switched up and they did
Oh,
it.
Moana 2, I could talk about Moana 2, how that thing's gonna be a flop.
All right, we can talk about like that later though.
That's
Like,
true.
Yeah, I was gonna say that,
Is it
but
news time?
okay, I was gonna tell you guys, Pixar has already announced full control of like they could make any sequel to any movie.
I feel like they already had that. Did they not?
No, they didn't. That's how Toy Story 5 became. They gave the green light to do any sequel to any movie. Like they could make a Cars 4 out of nowhere.
I'm not watching Cars 4.
kind of on
Unless
the
it's a
cards.
Toe Mater prequel, I'm not watching it.
Can we get a Doc prequel? I need a Doc prequel.
I'm confused on
Doc Hudson
Doc
Cars.
Hudson, bro.
Oh, yeah, I know that. Never mind.
Because we
Yeah,
always
first-
get the story of what he told Lightning, but it's like we never got it in film, and that would be so cool to see that in film.
Dakota, elevator pitch. 5-episode limited series, 20 to 30 minutes.
No, I'm tired of
Doc
these limited
Hudson.
series. I'm
Doc
tired of these
Hudson.
Disney Plus series of wanting to do this. Just put the damn thing in theaters. Like the Obi-Wan Kenobi show, just do that in theaters. You should never made that into a damn series.
Or just give it the budget. Anyway, what is the news?
Okay, let's get right into it, Bilal.
What's grinding everyone's gears today? You know what I'm saying?
We're just gonna get right into it. I got it, bro.
Oh, you got a number? What is the number?
So, context for you guys. Neon and Lalex has put out a number that you can call the man downstairs, which is Nicolas Cage's character, and they will pick up the phone, and we're about to find out what the hell is going to go on.
Wait,
So
what's
you
I
want the
can't
number?
believe everybody. Let's freeze. The Cinematic Boys podcast is about to talk to Nicolas Cage
This might be
on
the scary shit.
right
To be
now.
honest with you, this is the
What's the number? What's the number, man?
This is the biggest
Let's just
episode.
get the number, man.
no. This is the best marketing pitch. I think that
This
Mom
is the
likes that
20th
done.
episode special. Nicolas
True.
Cage is here.
Okay, it's 458.
458
The devil's number.
666.
Oh hell no!
43
Oh Lord, help me, man. What's the last part?
4355.
4355.
You got to be kidding me. 4355. Do y'all know what
Yeah.
that means?
There she is.
Oh shit!
What's your name? Little angel.
I'm not an angel, man.
Nice to meet you.
Is it gonna give me a jump scare?
Oh.
Stay with me.
I'll be waiting.
Holy shit!
What did you say at the very end?
I'll be waiting.
Wow.
Hell no, bro.
I got to say, that's the hottest
Boy,
Nicolas Cage interview
boys,
I think I've ever seen in
If
my
you guys
life.
see this right now, I might fucking have goosebumps.
Oh god.
this okay, I'm gonna say this right now. This is the best marketing for a movie has been ever happened. For a horror movie wise though.
No, I'm sorry, Blair Witch. Either Cannibal Holocaust or Blair Witch. Those are the top two that have the
No, but like
craziest
for our
marketing
modern
website.
age right now, besides Smile.
Hey, bro.
Because everything that has came out is creepy as this shit with Smile Bilal gets me with Bilal. No, but what's the thing, every single thing, I'm ready for this movie. This movie's literally coming out in
like 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks.
no, it's coming out in 25 days.
That's what I'm saying. It's in 25 days.
It's so close, but it's like the marketing is so good. And we haven't even seen Nicolas Cage in like full makeup and stuff yet. They're keeping it such under wraps.
Well, I just gotta say, his interview was very strange.
Wait,
I
did
hope
he have
the
an
man's
interview?
okay. Just now.
Oh, I haven't even seen that yet.
He just got on. No, we just entered. Like Nicolas Cage just answered the phone.
No, to be honest with you, I was looking because let's see because it's Oz Perkins that directs this. Let me look up. He's done some pretty good movies. Oh, thanks.
I'm spook nasty.
Me and Bilal thought of this earlier. He told me about it. I'm like, let's do it. That's So he's done Black Coat's Daughter, Gretel and Hansel. Oh, then he's going to do The Monkey, which is the Stephen King novel. And then I think that's about it.
Oh, Black Coat's Daughter's pretty good. It's underrated.
Which one?
Black
Black
Coat's
Coat's Daughter.
I'm to check it out.
Then he came out with Gretel and Hansel in, what was it, early 2020?
Dakota, go put this clip of the long
Oh
legs.
yeah, I'm definitely putting this clip on TikTok because, dude, that gave me goosebumps. It's just the way his mannerisms and stuff in this movie. It's full Nicolas Cage.
Oh, 1,000%.
Everyone's like, "Oh, I want full Nicolas Cage," and we're getting it now.
And it's about time, honestly.
Okay, so let me see. There was some other big news that has came out this week. Let me. Yeah, let's get right into it. I'm trying to find the other. Jordan Peele has finally have a release date for his next movie, which one it kind of pisses me off a little bit of how long he's waiting to do this now. So it was supposed to come out Christmas this year with Nosferatu. Now he has a release date of October 23rd, 2026, which is 4 years away. No, 2 years away now.
Here's what I'm gonna say.
So I was wondering, did he scrap his idea for this upcoming movie he had and is doing a new one?
No, I just say let him cook. I mean, like, I think part of it, honestly, the strikes affected a lot. I don't want to say that's directly influenced by that because we don't know that, but it's expected to see a lot of movies get pushed back. I don't really think that's too big of a deal. I also think, in the weirdest way possible, it's honestly respectful to give Nosferatu its space and not have too much competition for it because it is going to be a big moment for film. And it is one of the most influential films of all time being redone. And there's a lot behind it. And there's a lot not being said about it. So I think it'll be interesting for Jordan Peele to let it have its space for that. But also, Halloween, Jordan Peele is never like, as much as Jordan Peele has established himself as this Twilight Zone horror-esque kind of director and like visionary, now he's finally got the Halloween spot for a movie. That's a really big deal. And I think that Universal will definitely give him the marketing for it.
You know what
Definitely
movie?
push it. And it'll be good for him to have that time.
Do you know what movie he has been put around for?
No.
A remake of People Under the Stairs.
Which that would actually be pretty cool. And I think if anyone is to remake any property and take it to an interesting new level, it would be Jordan Peele or Spike Lee.
It's so interesting because like normal like advertising for movies is like white, but this is like a reddish type. And I feel like when Jordan Peele like does advertising or marketing, it doesn't matter. He always starts even like this release date. There's something with this release date I feel in it's like his theme of his movie.
Oh, I definitely feel like the font was definitely intentional.
It's like the font and the color. It's like I'm wondering what it is though.
I mean, like we won't know, you know, and I think I'm interested to see like how teasers come out in the following months. I'm sure we won't hear anything soon.
No,
It's just cool to see a tease, you know.
Have you ever thought 2026 could be a good year for movies? He has his movie come out, right? It doesn't matter if it's People Under the Stairs or whatsoever, right?
Batman 2.
3 weeks before is the Batman Part 2.
Batman.
And remember from last episode, the news that dropped with the Lee Cronin could be Nightmare on Elm Street comes out in April of that year.
If it's Nightmare on Elm Street.
If it could be Nightmare, it could be though.
It could be, but we don't know.
But it's the thing of what I was saying. Like I don't know if I mentioned this. Like Blumhouse was up for the rights, and there was a rumor that they bought the rights, and then it's like, oh yeah, it didn't do that. But then it's like nothing came out of it. Like if anybody bought it, so I'm wondering if they actually bought it, kept it under wraps, and they're like, oh yeah, we're not going to announce this thing because one of what they had done with it Halloween and Exorcist, which Halloween Kills and the first one's good. Ends is what leaves it. The thing they should have done the original story for Ends, I think, if they wanted to. And then Exorcist Believers just is not that great. But
Yeah,
of
and
course, he's got Flanagan now, and hopefully he does great with that.
hopefully, and I don't know. I'm kind of indifferent to a lot of like. Nightmare on Elm Street would be cool to come back, but like I said, like I'm tired of some of these movies having like excessive sequels. That like I just want newer ideas, which
Do
is
you
why I'm
think it's a
excited for Jordan
sequel if
Peele.
they do, or you think it's a reboot?
If it's a reboot, like I'm more open to it. If it's a sequel, I think it'd be cool to like I don't know how, but maybe pick up where like the 80s one was and kind of do that. But at the same time, like I said, I'm just kind of like for example, if they did another Halloween, like do we need another Halloween? You know what I mean?
They're already
Like
doing the cinematic universe anyway with
so
that.
many. Yeah, and it's just I'm the same way with like for example Jurassic Park. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
okay. That's one franchise that should be left for dead.
Oh my God, it's Nick Cage.
1,000%.
That's creepy.
A million percent, actually.
No, but I'm so sorry, and we're back.
You're good. But what I was saying is, Heather
I heard that.
Langenkamp, who played the original Nancy, Bilal looks right behind him. He's so scared.
They're right there on the
No,
stairs.
dude. To be honest with you, that stairs thing, I'm always afraid that somebody will be peering behind that stairs and looking. But
Bilal, turn around.
no, but Heather Langenkamp, who has done the original Nancy, has said she wants to come back and play this role.
Okay, that's cool.
Bro, I'm just gonna get nightmares of Nick Cage, bro.
No, because it seems like Jamie Lee Curtis, they had to talk her into it. They talked not Linda Blair, but the one who plays Chris McNeil, the mom. They literally had to talk to her into coming back for the role for the believer, for Exorcist Believer. But if you got Heather Langenkamp saying, "Oh yeah, I want to come back for this role," you might be on board with something.
That's true. I definitely was going
And
to say
it's
the other
one,
thing you're saying it's like money talks, you know.
and then not only that, but it's like it's James Wan. James Wan has, even though some of his movies are not that good, he has not made a really bad horror movie.
No, and it's just, I mean, like he's an auteur that like I feel like a lot of people would want to work for. You know what I mean? Like if somebody asked, I feel like most actors, if you asked them to be in a James Wan movie, they'd be like, yeah, that'd be awesome.
Because besides Flanagan, I was wondering if they were going to get Wan to do The Exorcist. Because where he has already done like The Conjuring.
I mean, yeah, but I just feel like, see, that's another like I don't see the point of making another Exorcist movie.
But
I mean,
no,
what is the
Flanagan
point
wants to do his own twist to it. And you know how good Flanagan is with religious horror.
Which I'm somewhat enthusiastic about that. I think it'll be cool to see a different take, but like I just don't see anything touching the original. You know what I mean? Like
He might do it.
You never know.
He
And I
made
hope
Haunting of
so. I
Hill
hope
House
so.
and he made Black Mass.
Which like I said, if anyone could do it, I'm sure he's
And just
right
think
person
the
to be
jump
there for
scares
it.
he could do for it, because I've seen the scene. I haven't watched the show. I've seen the scene, the car scene in the Haunting of Hill House. Have you seen that scene?
No, I haven't seen that scene.
Oh my goodness, that scene, it's scary as shit.
So yeah, no, I need to watch that show. I've heard good things.
It's like you see the jump scare out of nowhere.
Because
Like
he also did Midnight Mass, did he not?
yeah, and then he done the House of the Fall of the House of Usher also.
See, I've seen some of Midnight Mass. That was a good show.
And of course he done Hush. And he done Doctor Sleep.
See, yeah, I forgot about Doctor Sleep.
Doctor Sleep was good.
Thing.
And you see the brutal, because kids, of course the Exorcist has to deal with like brutalness on kids, and see what he done with the kid in Doctor Sleep. That's the brutal ass scene.
Yeah.
That bothered me, to be honest, with like kids like killing scenes in horror movies always bothered me, but that one bothered me more.
Yeah, that and like It are two movies that do that, and you're like, ugh, I don't like that.
But of course, I think it's the acting from the actor. I forgot who it is because he plays in a lot of movies now.
So Dakota, you know Henry?
Henry,
Not Henry, Harry.
which Harry? Australian Harry?
Yeah, it's totally Harry. He saw Megalopolis.
Oh,
Guess how many stars he gave it?
how much?
One.
Okay, let's get right into that then. So I don't know if you knew this, Sammy, but Megalopolis finally has a release date and a distributor now for the United States.
Yes, Lionsgate in
September
September.
22nd. No, not 22nd, 27th. Which, how you guys feel about this?
I mean, I think we've already talked about it a little bit, but I definitely am like, I'm not going into it with any expectation because I feel like he's somebody that, as a director, he just kind of makes stuff, and he's very much got a view on his process and how art isn't really super defined in the moment for what it means and what it is. And so I think there's going to be people that love it. I think there's going to be people that hate it. Either way, I'm somewhat interested to see it and just see what comes out of it. And I think
What's
every
getting
director's got a movie that's the weird one or the very kind of outlier film. And if this becomes that, I'm interested to see how that stands up. For example, like Kubrick's last movie, Eyes Wide Shut. That's one of the weirdest movies in his whole filmography. Very strange send off, too, but it's still a movie that we look back on and have somewhat of a lot of people have like still a respect and love for.
some people said that's the movie that caused his death. That there was some shady shit that was behind that movie production.
And who knows? I mean, Kubrick was a weird dude. He was a very strange director. There was a lot of ethical things that had to be brought up post his career and post his life. That thank God they did. But I just think as a whole, um, I'm not really like I don't really get the point to bash Francis Ford Coppola's next movie or really have an expectation when it seems like the movie is a very open film. And it seems like it kind of from what I've heard from people talking about it, they like the style of it. There's not really anything super concrete and it's just very just kind of keeps going and it's just very open and I'm okay with that. You know, I like I said I'm just interested to see what about this story is worth telling 30, 40 years later.
And for me, there's two things about this. One's about the movie, and one's about Francis Ford Coppola. The movie, the what gets me is the visuals. That's what's hooked me onto this movie. Like right now, I'm looking at some stills of the movie. Amazing camera work and like the visuals and stuff. And
The
it kind of reminds me of like
cinematography.
it's like the Babylon. I think it's gonna be a Babylon thing. People gonna love it and people gonna hate it.
And either way, like I said, like it's just I don't know. I'm interested to see what the general public feels about it. But even from like festival circuits, it seemed like it was just kind of scattered. Which usually is a sign for what people expect. Considering I feel like festivals, even though it is insider people, there's still a lot of people that are just everyday film goers and cinephiles that go and watch that if they get the privilege, they get to watch a movie at Cannes, and it's something that I like, will take into account.
Okay.
But what about you, Bilal? What do you think about
Oh,
it,
I was
man?
gonna go into another thing, the other thing, real quick.
Uh,
So you know how Francis Ford Coppola's gained so much negativity about the set. What happened on the set of this?
I haven't seen too much into it.
So he's like been abusive and shit, and like
I
rude and shit about it. But then I
Yeah,
don't know if
I
you
can
knew this.
see
So
that.
I like to listen to a lot of true crime podcasts, and there was an episode, and I didn't realize this. It was back, I think, in the 60s, 70s, when Francis like was like prominent in Hollywood. There was like some shit that went down on set, and I think one of the producers got killed. And they've always thought that he could probably have been involved because the producer didn't like get what she wanted or the cut of money that she wanted. And they always thought that he had something to do with it.
Film has a weird history.
And it's also the Coppola
It's,
family. You see how much
yeah.
of them are in Hollywood also. But below, what are your thoughts on this? One that it's got a distributor and the release date.
Yeah, I think it could be a Babylon situation. I do like the camera work and shots, but I've been hearing a lot of mixed reactions on this film. But I'm not sure are these mixed reactions for the movie or are these mixed reactions of what Francis been doing. So we had to find out in September if this movie is gonna be good or not. Form our own opinions on it because these reactions been like all over the place, and I'm not sure it was that because of the quality of the movie or is what the director did kind of thing.
And you gotta think IMAX bought this, right? They're only gonna get 1 week now.
They're
Because
only
Joker
keeping it in
comes
theaters 1 week?
no for IMAX. Remember
Oh,
IMAX
yeah.
bought the
Yeah.
rights because Joker comes out the next week after this.
But that's, I mean, like, 1 week is better than nothing, and people will still go to it, you know?
Yo, Dakota, you went to a Pixar draft?
No. I got a better game at the end.
Oh.
Ooh.
Or then we could do the draft. I want to talk about something else also with the Pixars. I don't want to talk about the Uncharted news.
And that's it for the big news.
Yeah, let me see real quick. Of course, Mike Monroe has finally. She has said that It Follows, the sequel, which is They Follow, is going to be bigger, darker, and more fucked up. That's literally the quote.
Hell yeah.
Is the first one good?
The first what?
It follows.
I've personally haven't seen it, but I've heard good things about it.
Of course, I want to get into some box office numbers for our final part. So, like we were talking about a couple weeks ago, that one when Furiosa was coming out, that everyone's like, oh yeah, the box office theaters are dead, right? That is totally wrong one now. I think one is the Furiosa thing, and I just found out like $100 million of Australian tax payers' money was put into that movie. Yeah,
Weird.
that was just released. I think today or yesterday it was. But real quick, just some numbers. Inside Out 2, like we were talking about, $194 million. Oh no, $294 million, and that's just 3 days, right? Bad Boys Ride or Die has made $215 million.
See, like, and that's, I think it really just depends on the movie and what brings people in.
And
You know what I
really,
mean?
and
Like,
this is
and
this is-
timing. It's just timing too. Like, I feel like Furiosa releasing on Memorial Day was, while it seems like a good decision, in the long run, I don't think really was. And I
and
think
this is
it's
another
definitely
thing
more
I'm
of a
talking about.
kid-dominated spot.
I mean, Furiosa is very niche. I mean, not everyone is big on a Mad Max franchise in the first place, so that's another factor of it. Where like Bad Boys, Ride or Die, or Inside Out 2 is like a movie that anyone could watch and enjoy, kind of thing.
Do you want to talk about
But I guess what I'm
something?
saying about that is like if it came out, say, like mid-June, when we had that drought of 2 weeks, I feel like it would have performed hypothetically better than Memorial Day weekend, where a lot of families are out and about, or they're not going to go to an R-rated film. They're going to go to something like Garfield.
came out.
Yeah, and
And
I
heck, I
just,
think Garfield didn't make that much either.
because the thing is, Fury Road, it makes sense why they did. 'Cause Fury Road came out around the same time, and it made crazy money. I mean, it wasn't like insane, but it was a box office success off the get go. But I think it, like you said, if it came out like a couple years before, I don't think it would have. I think it would have like done a lot better because Fury Road would have been more fresh on people's mind. Now it's kind of become more of a niche thing because Fury Road hasn't really been relevant in almost a decade.
So, the one last box office thing I just saw of this, I really want to talk to you guys about this. Deadpool and Wolverine. They have been tracking the opening weekend numbers domestically for this. This is projected to make $200 to $239 million opening weekend. One, if that's true, biggest opening for an R-rated movie, and it will be one of the biggest box office openings ever in movie history.
I definitely think it'll be one that like takes over the summer.
Do you think it hits a billion?
It definitely has potential to. I don't want to say it can't. I definitely think it has the potential to.
I think if it can make that money, and it's seeing China release day also. They're releasing in China.
Okay.
Now. They
That's
just
cool.
announced that today, so that's going to help it a lot. So I'm thinking in my head, $1 billion. Everyone's like, will it hit $2 billion? I don't know if it will hit $2 billion. Because the last $2 billion, we never got a $2 billion movie yet. No, we have only one, but that's Avatar: The Way of Water, and it's Avatar and James Cameron.
And that, and like I said, like we were talking about earlier, that's something that's like they have a whole different marketing thing. It's James, and everyone's gonna run and see that shit. The same way Scorsese or Francis Ford Coppola, people are gonna love that shit and go to it.
I think No Way Home about got there, but you gotta think this is also another multiverse movie. No Way Home was a multiverse movie also.
And it also had the other Spider-Man to help boost people going to go see
And
it.
I've been hearing there's a lot of cameos in this movie, like we are going to get excited for, because No Way Home made 1.9 million. I mean 1.9 billion. So was that close to 2 billion?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Deadpool Wolverine, I think it will hit $1 billion, but I don't know if it will hit 2 yet though. That's the only thing. But let's get right into it. Let's get in that game first before we can get into our draft. I'm just going to throw out some Pixar movies. And do you think they should have a sequel or not?
All right, let's go.
So let's go. I'm gonna pull up all the Pixar movies right now. So Ratatouille,
No.
Coco.
No.
I think. Oh, no and no for me. Up should not get a sequel.
No.
No. No.
Soul,
No.
No.
Wally.
No.
No.
Do you think there should be in the third Nemo movie?
No.
Like they could do one, but I don't really see the point.
A sequel to Monsters Inc.
Hell no.
See, that's one that like if they did a proper sequel and they had like if Pete Docter were to come out tomorrow and be like, listen, my final movie is a sequel to Monsters Inc. And it's like my brainchild that I've been sitting on for like 10 years and I just didn't want to do it. I would be all guns blazing for it. Outside of that, don't touch it. I think that's Pete Docter's baby. That's kind of my, because there was a script for 2 when Disney about took over Pixar in the early 2000s, and weirdly the script for that was really good, but because it wasn't internally developed when Pixar was bought, they ended up just scrapping it and archiving every script that was written that wasn't Pixar headed.
That's weird. So I think you're right. I think they could make a sequel to this. Luca.
No.
Luca's one of those like I see like Disney Plus shorts and that's it. Like genuinely.
I think it's one movie. If you do a sequel, one movie, you don't need to make a trilogy. Just one movie.
But even
Turning.
go ahead, sorry.
No, what you were going to say though, because I was going to go to the next movie.
It just doesn't feel like a sequel movie to me. But Turning Red.
Yeah, Turning Red. Do you think it needs a sequel?
I mean, no. I mean,
That's another one I could see like a TV show or something, but like I just don't. Yeah.
like,
What are you saying, Below?
I'm going to say most of these are going to be no's, to be honest.
Incredibles 3.
Nah.
Because Incredibles 2 just didn't have it. Like it was close, but it didn't have it.
It had
What
the
if I told-
songs.
What about if I told you that it could probably already be in production?
I mean, I heard they were talking about it, but also that's one of those things. Like I said, it's like I don't believe anything until Disney comes out and is like, "Yo, like this is what we're doing."
Let's see. Of course, we already know Toy Story 5. Cars 4.
Cars 4. Hell
This
no.
one, not that one. I would love a Cars 4 just to see a Cars movie theater. The next movie I'm gonna say is yes. Elemental.
I haven't seen it.
Sure.
I think it should. I think I would take a sequel to Elemental.
Oh.
Brave. That's a big no.
The Good Dino.
No, I'm not going to even talk about that. Bug's Life. Do you think they should do a long-awaited sequel to A Bug's Life?
Nah.
I'm kind of with Bilal on this one. I feel like it's just really like that's why Pixar being sequel heavy right now because it just seems strange. I feel like they've tackled everything they want to tackle with sequels for some of their films.
Onward.
Nah.
It's too personal of a story. I mean, it's about the lead creator. Literally, it's about his dad being dead. Like, I just don't see them making a sequel.
Dude, I love that we're just saying no to majority of these answers.
Lightyear.
Hell no. That movie was soulless.
That shit
bro.
pissed me off.
That shit
I think
was
they have
whack,
been. I think there have
bro.
been rumors that there's going to be a sequel to Lightyear.
Because, like, Lightyear, like, it starts good. Like, the
Because
first
remember the
20,
post-credit
30
scene.
minutes is so good. And then it just, like, dies really
That's
fast.
the thing. They have a post-credit scene. Remember? So they
I'll
probably
give
will
the
do it.
Zurg plot twist was some bullshit. That was so stupid. Like if I can't understand it as a viewer that's 20 something, how the hell do you expect kids to understand that? You know what I'm saying? It was just I wasn't about it.
Of course, I'm gonna say yes to this Inside Out 3.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't be opposed to it,
I'm
but I don't think it needs it.
I'm literally feeling it.
And The Good Dinosaur is a big hell no. I haven't even seen it. I heard it's so bad.
It's not terrible. It's just like it's a very weird. Like, why did you like make this movie?
But let's get into our main part of the episode. We're going to be doing a little draft. So there is 28 Pixar movies. I'm going to cut one out. We're going to do 8. We're going to do 9 apiece.
What's the one you're cutting out?
Wherever we're going to be picking through, and there's going to be one that's going to be left out. And we're going to see the one that's going to be left out.
Okay.
We're going to see the one that we don't want to pick. It's going to be that. It's going to be the only child.
I'm gonna go ahead and vote Good Dinosaur
Good Dinosaur probably.
because I personally just think it's the weakest Pixar film.
But let me see who done the draft last week. So Sammy started. So this week we're gonna let Bilal start. So let me get everything set up, Bilal, real quick. But you got first pick.
I'm just gonna take Coco. First pick.
Okay. Sammy.
I'm gonna say Toy Story 3. I love Toy Story 3 so much.
Ooh, good pick.
It's the best. It's literally like top 3 movies ever made in general ever. It's so good.
Wait, hold up real quick. I gotta go do something.
I didn't fight in the war for this. We're gonna cut this out of the recording.
Oh, hey, what's up, man?
And that's when I was saying
That's what I was saying.
I don't
bro.
know what you guys gonna be hearing, but I'm gonna leave this part in. So whatever you guys said,
and that's final.
I'm sorry, guys. I had to go deal with my dog. Let's be in the
Okay, what's your pick, bro?
I'm gonna go pick Toy Story 4, and I get 2 picks on this one.
Ooh.
So I get Toy Story 4. I love Toy Story 4. I don't care what anybody says. Toy Story 4. It's necessary to this
Yeah.
4 storyline.
I agree.
Then I'm gonna go and I'm gonna pick a Ratatouille.
Ooh. I don't know.
That's a good choice, man.
Okay, Sammy, what's your second pick?
Monsters Inc.
Damn it.
I know. I was raving about it too much to not pick it.
Okay, Bilal, you got 2 picks. What's your second pick?
I'm gonna go with Up and The Incredibles.
I can't even be that. I can't be
gr-
that mad. I can't even be that mad because you genuinely like. Yeah, that's a good one.
that's
Sammy,
just
what's your
great.
third pick? What's your third pick, Sammy?
Oh, I thought. Sorry, I didn't know which one was. Wally. Yep. Look at him. He's getting mad.
Wally's so damn good. I'm doing it Finding Nemo. And now I'm just gonna throw in here because I think Bilal's gonna say it. I'm picking Cars.
That was my first theater movie, man. Damn.
I love Cars. I don't get the hate for Cars 1. I just don't. I love Cars 1 so much. But what's your fourth pick, Sammy?
Soul.
Soul, okay.
I really like Soul. I think it's like the most, because of COVID, it's the most overlooked Pixar movie. And if Pete Docter never made a movie again, Soul is the way you go.
All right.
What's your fourth pick, Bilal? And remember, you get 2.
Let's go with Toy Story 1 and Toy Story 2. Just getting them out of there.
Yeah, don't blame you.
Sammy, what's your fifth pick?
Has someone said Finding Nemo?
Yeah, I said Nemo.
Okay. We already got Incredibles. Ratatouille. Yeah. Or someone already got Inside Out?
No.
Fuck.
It's on the table.
Inside Out.
Then I'm gonna pick it Inside Out too.
Do it.
Remember, right now it's my favorite Pixar movie of all time. So I put Inside Out 3 for some reason. So my second pick would be, I'm gonna go Elemental. I love Elemental.
Dang.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's a good one.
And that thing had legs on the box office too. But Sammy, what's your sixth pick?
I'm gonna say Cars 3. Yeah, you're mad.
I was gonna pick Cars 3 before Cars 2.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Dang.
Bilal, what's your next 2 picks?
Let's go with is someone tell Onward yet?
No, nobody.
I'll take Onward and I'll take Cars 2. Wait, somebody took Cars 2.
Someone already got Cars 2.
No, Bilal, you got Cars 2. Fuck!
Dakota, you're screwing up this draft, man.
Okay, what's your 7th pick, Sammy?
Seventh pick. Bug's Life.
Okay.
That's cool.
I got my pick in.
Oh.
My first pick of the 2, I'm gonna go Luca.
All right, I figured you're gonna go there.
Luca's so damn good.
It turned red.
No, I'm gonna go with Monsters University. I heard that's pretty underrated.
I think it is. I think it's a good movie.
Okay, Sammy, what's your 8th pick?
What are the Pixar movies on the table right now? Do you know?
I think it's Turning Red, Incredibles 2, Brave, Lightyear, and let's see. Oh, shit.
I'm gonna say Turning Red. I like Turning Red. I think it's the most adult Pixar movie, but it's good.
Okay, let me look. So Ratatouille has already been picked. Coco, Set Out. Someone picked Up, right? So
Yeah.
Up, Soul, who picked Wally? Sam got Wally. Toy Story 1. So it's Incredibles 2, Brave, Lightyear. There's got to be more Pixar movies than that.
For my next pick, I'm just gonna take.
Oh yeah, and Good Dinosaur.
Oh, I don't have a lot of options, don't I?
Yeah, but no, because you got 2 picks left. Yeah, you got 2 picks.
I'll take Incredibles 2, and I'll take Dakota.
What?
I don't want
That was good. I liked that.
What are options I got?
So you took Incredibles 2. So you got Brave, Lightyear, Good Dinosaur.
Man, I don't even like Lightyear, bro. I
No,
hate that
and
movie.
then, no, there was another one. There has to be another one.
It was like what?
You said Finding Dory? Anyone say Finding Dory?
I'll take Find Dory. I'll take Find Dory. I'm not picking Lightyear or Brave. Like, are we serious right now? Hell no.
Brave is good.
Okay, where you go pick at 9? Sammy?
I guess Brave.
Lightyear.
To be honest with you, I'm gonna pick Lightyear.
Hey, you care if you get Lightyear?
I'm doing Lightyear. You know why? Because the Good Dinosaur looks like it's ass.
It's not. It's like it's a weird movie because it tries to do this hyper realistic background with the cartoons, and like the background looks really good, but it just doesn't mesh well, and it's kind of awkward to look at sometimes. And the story is just kind of like it's fine, it's good, but it doesn't really have something extraordinary or like Pixar. It doesn't have the depth of other Pixar movies, in my opinion. It's just kind of it comes and goes, and you're like, I watched it.
All right,
So-
so run through the picks, bro.
Yeah, so Bilal has Coco, Up, The Incredibles 1, Toy Story 1 and 2, Onward, Cars 2, The Incredibles 2, and Finding Dory. Sammy has Toy Story 3, Monsters Inc., Wally, Soul, Inside Out. That's a great damn first 5. Cars 3, A Bug's Life, Turning Red, and then Brave. I got Toy Story 4, Ratatouille, Finding Nemo, Cars, Inside Out 2, Elemental, Luca, Monsters University, and Lightyear. So, guys, let us know down in the comments of our video version, and I'll post on Spotify a poll of who wins the Pixar ranking. Just let us know who has won it. But I think, guys, that's the end of episode 20. So let's talk about what we got coming up for a little bit. So for episode 22 of the Cinematic Boys Reviews, me and Bilal have discussed we are not going to do just the Raid Part 1. We're actually going to do the Raid 1 and 2 together. So this will be the first ever reviews episode that we're going to be reviewing 2 movies at one time. Because, of course, we want to get into X and Pearl the week after to get ready for Maxine. Which hopefully we can get a little special guest on to talk about those movies. And I think you guys will enjoy who I got coming on for those episodes. But of course, next week we're gonna have episode 21 of the Cinematic Boys podcast, and we're gonna be talking about an upcoming movie that should have been released last year. I'm getting more excited the closer we are getting now to it, and it's Austin Butler and Tom Hardy's The Bike Riders.
That looks really good. I'm excited for that.
And
So we're
Jodie
gonna be-
Comer. Don't forget Jodie
I've
Comer.
heard Joel Comer's good, but that's gonna be for our review for episode 21 of the Cinematic Boys podcast. So, guys, if you guys are watching right now on the YouTube version, hit that like button. If you guys are new here, give us hit the subscribe button, leave us a subscription, and turn on the bell notification whenever we post videos. It would notify you guys for, of course, shorts, podcast episodes, and then review episodes. Also, leave us down in the comments, one, who won the draft, and two, what you guys' thoughts on Inside Out 2. And if you guys are first-time listeners on Spotify or Apple Podcast, give us a follow, leave us a rating, and of course, if you guys are listening to Spotify, go vote in the polls who won the draft. And if you guys haven't yet, follow our social medias. We're on X or Twitter, wherever you guys want to call it, TikTok and Instagram. Our handles down at the bottom of the Cinematic Boys podcast. And I'm just going to say stay tuned, because I'm going to discuss some things with the boys. We might have another category of podcast episodes coming soon. I don't know if I could get these two on. I might get some other guests on to talk about some things in this next thing I want to talk about, because I think this will be good if we can branch out to these next podcast episodes of what I want to do. And hopefully, like Sammy has been saying, hopefully we can get a Patreon started soon, so you guys can get some exclusive content, especially like bloopers and stuff from all this. But guys, with that being said, when you guys hear us next time, it will be for the Raid Part 1 and Part 2 review. So guys, with that being said, I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you guys next time.
Peace. MBK out. Shout out to Big D, bro.
Big D out of the building. Thank you. Have a great night. And we'll catch you on the next Cinematic Boys podcast.